Hi, welcome to Digital Classroom. Code and Pixels Interactive Technologies Private Limited proudly presents one of the best leading products available in the market, Digital Classroom. So first of all, I would like to thank you for buying our product. So first take your product Digital Teacher and connect your PC or to your laptop. Here I have connected my pen drive to the laptop. So after connecting the pen drive to the laptop, a pop-up will be coming here. So consisting of exe files and one fs command file. So this is the file what we are going to see now. So let me start this one. So this is a introduction to our software Digital Teacher. So if you don't want to see this introduction, you can just click on this skip intro to skip this part. So this is a GUI of our software, that is graphic user interface of this software Digital Teacher, and this software is developed as per CCA pattern and it is being used successfully in more than 5,000 schools across Telugu states. So coming down, we are having the classes from KG to 10th, and we are having the user instruction that click on the icons to see the demo of one complete unit of all the subject for all the classes KG to 10th. So apart from this KG to 10th class, we are also providing you vocabulary builder, which improves and strengthens the vocabulary that is used in our day-to-day life, and basics of computer and IT. It provides the basic knowledge of both computer terminology and information technology, and question paper generator, which is a tool to generate a customized question paper for class 6th to 10th. So okay, let me start. What are all the functions that we are going to use in this software? So let me take this class 10 as an example. Oops, why it is showing widescreen here means we haven't loaded the supporting files, that is we haven't run the autorun.exe. So we have to run that exe autorun.exe application before we are going to open the master index file. So first let me start from there. So first run this autorun tc.exe. Yes. So here you can see it is loading the data. It is loading the protected data. That means it is loading the data of the supporting files to run this master index file. So you can just skip intro. So I'm taking class 10 here. So now you can see the data which is loaded here is this one. So this is the intro for the class 10, that is introduction of class 10. So if you don't want to view this introduction, you can just click on the skip intro. So now we are into the class 10 and we are having the subjects here: biology, physical science, mathematics, English and social studies, and we are having the user instruction that click the subject icons to start digital course. This is a digital course. So to start this digital course, so whatever subject you require, you can just click on that subject here, and you can I'm taking the biology as my subject. So now this is an introduction of biology. So the animations are very nice, it's very eye-catching animations are here. So it is a class 10 biology. So here we have the chapters that are covered in this chapter, so from chapter 1 to chapter 10. So apart from the chapters, we are also providing you the lab activities for every chapter wherever it is required. So we have given you the lab activities there. So when you mouse over onto any chapter, so in the left side, top left side, so you'll be having, so in this area it is showing the description of the particular unit. So this is a unit description part. So this is the unit description of chapter 1. So likewise we'll be having chapter 2 unit description, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and till chapter 10. So what is this unit description means? It's a brief description about the chapter, that what he or she, the student, is going to learn in this chapter. So if you see the chapter 1, this chapter gives the description of the nutrition in plants, animals and human beings. So this chapter is mainly deals with the nutrition in plants, animals and human beings. So that it is going to describe in this chapter. So here you have a quick look of feedback or suggestion. If you want to give any feedback or suggestion to us, so you can call to this number, or you can also email at this email ID. So before going into the chapter, so I would like to tell you what are all the navigations we are providing here for your smooth operating of this software. So these are the navigation keys here. These are the navigation keys we are having here. So first let me introduce you what are all these navigations are. So this is history, this is subject reference, this is board, this is teacher components, help, search, glossary, bookmark, full screen and close. So coming down we are having menu. This is called seek bar or status bar. We'll be discussing about these things in the coming pages. We are already familiar with these buttons, that this is a play button, everyone knows that, and this is the pause button. And here by seeing this icon we can easily identify this is audio button. So this is also home button. This is also we can easily identify this is home button. This is previous button and this is next button. And in this middle we are having replay button. So we'll discuss all these navigation keys one by one when you're going through these pages. So first let me open this chapter 1. So this is the introduction part of chapter 1, that is nutrition. So it is clear, the animation is clearly mentioned that the plant is taking the water and releasing oxygen, and also it is also taking carbon dioxide. So the basic thing of this nutrition means, first of all, the symbolically it is mentioned that the nutrition means the photosynthesis of the plants. So that it is represented as introduction part here. So after completing, so I've already told you about this, the seek bar. So when the seek bar completes, I mean it reaches the end position, we'll be indicating a red mark here to click on this icon. What is this icon? I have already mentioned you, that is next button. So now it is indicating that we have to go through the next button by clicking on this next button here. So first let me click this next button. This is called the overview page of this chapter. So what the children is going to learn in this chapter? So what are the concepts that are covered in this chapter? So those we are having here. So the name of the unit is nutrition. So under this we are having two basic topics, that is autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So under these the subtopics we are having, so it is clearly mentioned that, so this is the unit name, this is the subtopics. Under this we are having subtopics and these are mentioned by arrow marks indicating like this. So under this nutrition also we are having one more subtopic and this is mentioned by this arrow mark, that is classification here. So like this we'll be having the overview of the chapter. So you can put your textbook beside this overview page and you can check your concepts that are covered or not also. So you can mind map the subject, the concepts that are covered or not, you can easily identify here. So now we can go through the next page. So this page is called learning objectives page. So what is this learning objectives? Learning objectives is nothing but by the end of this chapter what the student is going to learn. So it is clearly mentioned here. By the end of this chapter you will be able to, so what are the things that are going to cover in this chapter or that are mentioned point by point here with audio. So these are the points that are there they are going to learn here. So if you see here, so I am navigating my seek bar forward, backward and forward. So if you drag the seek bar to backward position, things will come backward, and if you drag the cursor to the forward position, the things will forward like this. You can see here on the screen. So I've completed this learning objectives page. So here again it is indicating an arrow mark to go through the next page. We'll be having basically three buttons here: we know, do you know, and let us know. So what are these buttons used for? Let me tell you one by one. So here it is indicating that click each tab to know more. We are having a user instruction like this one. So first let me go through this button, we know. So what we know about the nutrition means we have already learned in the previous classes, that is in lower classes we have already learned what is about nutrition. So that is mentioned here in this we know button. So this is a close button. So after completing this button, it is, you can see here it is indicating an arrow mark, so you have to close this button. So I'm closing this button. So after closing this button, now you can see here this turned into green color because we have already seen this button, we have already gone through this button, so it turned into green color. So now we'll go to this button, that is do you know. So this do you know button, so here the students will be posed some of the questions. Why students is posing some of the questions means to get a curiosity about the chapter, the student will be posed some of the questions here. So here you can see some of the questions. Do you know how animals and plants obtain their nutrition? So what are autotrophs? What are heterotrophs? What are saprophytes? So like this the students will be posed questions to get curiosity about this chapter. So I'm done with this button and it is indicating here close. Now I can close the window. So it also turned into green color, so because we have already gone through this button. Now we have let us know. So this button mainly is for what we are going to learn in this chapter, that is let us. So in this, so here do you know, we have posed some of the questions here, so for that we are going to learn in this chapter, so that is mentioned here. So let us try to answer these questions and learn more about the nutrition. Okay, fine. So now I am done with all these three buttons. So that's the reason it is showing green color here, all the three buttons. So now we can go through the next page. So this is the content page. Content page is nothing but the content which is covered in a textbook will be exactly similar here. But the thing, what is the difference between the content covered in your textbook and here the content will be covered by using the graphical animations. So here you can see the animation of the content along with the text and also with the audio. So you will be seeing the content here with animation, with the text and the audio. In the three ways you are getting the content to you. But in the textbook it will not be like that. So there will be only one image will be there about this photosynthesis, and your teacher will be explaining about all these things, and you have to think yourself about the animation and all those. But here you no need to worry about the animation, and you don't need to think about all these things. So here you can easily see that the plant is taking the water and the carbon dioxide and it is releasing oxygen. So it is easily understandable here. So by seeing this image or this animation, you can see here, and it is shown that the chlorophyll, this is the chlorophyll of the leaf. So you won't get this kind of animation anywhere else. So this is the chlorophyll of this leaf, it is showing here. So this is a microscopic view of this leaf. Okay. And if you have any note points, that will be shown here as a note, and the formula of this photosynthesis. So now I'm going to the next button. So soon after completing the content, we'll be having activity regarding to this photosynthesis. So here you can see the activity is naming the check the presence of starch in the leaves. So to check the presence in starch in the leaves, we are having the activity here, and we are having three tabs: activity, observation, and learning. So let me go through one by one. First, we'll see about this activity. So what is an activity? Here you can see the activity. So this leaf is dropped in the beaker. So it is mentioned clearly here. So if you want to see this activity in later, uh, we'll be having a button that is bookmark. So in the navigation we'll be having bookmark, so we can bookmark this page so to view it later. So I'm going to bookmark here. This is activity 1, check the presence of starch in leaves, and I'm adding to this my bookmark. Yes, I have added this page as my bookmark. So now I need to go through the next page. So after every content part we'll be having knowledge check. What is knowledge check? Knowledge check is nothing but the student will be asked some of the questions regarding the content what you have gone through now. So we'll be having some of the questions here. We'll be having options also here. So I am going to select some questions here, and these are the options I am selecting here. So after selecting the options, just click on the next button to go for the next question. So here I'm having 7 questions here, so I have answered all the questions. And here we'll be having the report card. What is a report card means? We are having total number of questions, that is 7. And correct, how many correct I have done means only 2, and the wrong 5. And I haven't skipped anything, so it is showing 0 here. Not only that, we can also review those questions. So let me review the questions here. So this is the first question. So the feedback of this question is this is wrong answer, so I have selected the wrong answer, and the correct answer is B, so this is the correct answer. So that is the feedback of this question. So along with that, the major advantage of this reviewing question is we'll be having explanation here. So the explanation is very important for each question. So we'll be having explanation for each and every question like this. So you can check all the questions. So this is the wrong. So this is the wrong answer, and the correct answer is C. So this is the right answer. This is the correct answer. The correct answer, the A, and the explanation is this. So like this, we'll be having explanation for each and every question. You can go through that. So I have done with review also. Now I can go through the next page. So let me tell you about these navigation keys, how they are useful here. So first of all, we'll be having history. These are this is the time, this is the subject name, this is a chapter, and this is the page name and the time spent. So how much time you have spent at this particular page in this particular subject at this particular time. So all these will be stored temporarily here in the history page, in the history button. So this is about the history, and this is called the subject reference. So what is this subject reference? Let me show you. Yes, this is the subject reference. Here we'll be having the reference diagrams of every chapter. So this is the digestive system in human beings. So this is the digestive system in the human beings. So likewise we'll be having, so this autotrophic nutrition. So before going through the examination, you can go through these reference diagrams once, so you can get an idea, and you can score more marks, and this will be very helpful to you. So like this, we'll be having the reference diagrams. This is the subject reference. So the next one is board. So basically in every school there will be a digital classroom, and they will be projecting the things on the chart. So in the chart they can't write, or they can't point out anything that they want to show to the students, but here in this icon will be very useful here. So if when I click on the board, I'll be having the pencil icon here, so I can just draw this part, I can show to the students like this. So this is the part that I want to show. If you want to show this part, I can just draw like this here, or if you want to show this rectangle like this, or if you want to show like rectangles, if you want to show circles like this, you can show. So this will be used to erase these like this. So like this board is very useful for the teachers, and you can just close this button. Yes, so in this way we can use this board, and I've already bookmarked one of the pages here. So let me open that by clicking on this bookmark button. So here we'll be having the show bookmarks. So this is the page that I have bookmarked here. So I'm just clicking on that bookmark page. So again I have redirected to this activity 1. So like this, this bookmark page is very helpful. So if you want to delete this bookmark, delete this page, so you can directly just click on that bookmark page, and here we'll be having delete button, and we can delete that bookmark page and close. So now if you want to check that once again, you can just go to bookmark, show bookmarks, and nothing you have here, so that the page that you have bookmarked is deleted now. So now full screen. So it is already in full screen, that's why it is restored to the small screen. So now if you want to make it full screen, you can just click on that full screen here. So it is a full screen. And glossary. So what is glossary? Let me show you. So glossary is nothing but the terms with the meanings we'll be having here. So in biology subject, these many terms we are having here. So if you click on this, any word will be getting the meaning here. So from A to Z, we are having number of words here, so you can get any meaning here. So like this. So this is about the glossary. So this is very helpful to you. So if you want to know any of the meanings, so you can go through this button. You'll get the meaning of that word. Now we see about the lab activities. So I'm going to the index page. So below we are having a lab activities of chapter 1. So just click on the lab activity. So this is the lab activity here. So the check the presence of starch in leaves. So we'll be having 5 tabs regarding this activity. The first one is aim. So what is the aim of the activity that we are going to see here, and what are the required materials to do this activity? So what is the procedure to be followed to do this activity we'll be having here. So what is the observation? So what you are going to concentrate on this activity, so that we are going to see in this observation, and the inference. So the finally what you are going to get from this activity will be shown here in this tab, that is inference. So let me show you one by one. So this is the aim. So to check for the presence of starch in leaves. So this is the activity, this is the aim of this activity. So now I'm going to close this button because it is indicating here to close this button. So after completing this page, we can just close this button here. So now required material. So what is the required material to do this activity? So these are the materials. So like beaker with water, leaf, test tube, tripod stand, asbestos gauze, methylated spirit, Bunsen burner, petri dish, iodine solution. So these are the required materials to do this activity. And now I am going to close this button. Moving on to the next button, that is the procedure. So procedure, what is the procedure of this activity will be shown in this animation. First the hand is coming, the planks has taken the planks, and the leaf is dropped into the beaker, and it is tested for some time under here. Under this beaker the burner is there. So after 5 minutes he is taking out the leaf from the beaker and dropping into the alcohol solution and placing the test tube into the beaker. Again lighting the burner. So after some time he has taken that test tube, thrown out of the water from the test tube, and by using these planks he has taken that leaf and again dropped that leaf into the beaker to clean that, and now he has placed that leaf in the petri dish, and he has taken the iodine solution, and he added a few drops of iodine solution onto the leaf, and there is some note points to be noted here while you are doing this activity that is shown here. So it is clearly mentioned the point by point. With this animation, the respective point will be shown here in this pane. So now we are done with this page. I'm just closing this button here. So now moving on to the next button, that is observation. What we have observed here is after adding few drops onto the leaf turned into blue-black color, indicate that presence of starch. So here we can see that blue-black color. So close. So what is the inference? What is the thing that we have learned in this activity? So from this activity we have learned that the starch is present in the leaves even in the absence of chlorophyll. So that we have learned from this activity. So like this we'll be having lab activities too. So there are a number of activities here, and based on those activities we'll be having some of the viva questions that is posed to the students. So you'll be having questions. So for that questions, if you want to see the answers for those questions, you can just click onto this answer button. So you'll be having answer to this question here. So after viewing the answer, you can just close this question here. Okay, likewise we can see the answers for every question. Okay, so we have completed, and now we can move on to the next lab activity. So this is the second lab activity, that is oxygen is produced during photosynthesis in the presence of sunlight. So these are the basic things for all the lab activities, that is aim, required material, procedure, observation, and the inference. Okay, so now we are done with these lab activities. So now I'm going to close this button. So here it is showing you that digital course biology, that is we are viewing now, and it is showing that do you want to exit biology subject, say yes or no. So if you click on the no button, and will be retained back to the same page, but if you choose the yes option, that will be closed. So now we see the different types of activities what we are going to have here. So let me take this class 8. So I would like to take mathematics subject here. So this is introduction to the mathematics. So if you don't want to see this, you can just press skip intro here. So here I would like to mention a point, a very important point here. See, if you see your left side, you'll be having an arrow mark indicating here. So if you click on that, we'll be having this index pane. This is called index or menu, we can call it as menu. This is a menu we are having here. Even we can click on this button also, the same pane will be opening here. So in both ways we can access this left side pane. So if you want to go through the any of the chapter, so you can just click on that chapter like this, and here I am going to open this activity now. So like this we can access any of the page you require. So if you want to go to this particular chapter, but about this particular concept, you can just go through that concept here. So this is a concept we can go through like this also, but I want to show you this activity right now. So I would like to go through this activity. So this is activity of one of linear equations. So we'll be having the user instruction here, and we also have the user instruction in audio format also. So if you see here, it is showing a linear equation and non-linear equation, and these are the questions here, and you have to select these radio buttons like this. So once if you select any of the options here, the reset button is highlighted. So what is this reset button? Reset button is nothing but if you want to reset this slide again, just click on this reset, so everything will be erased like this. So once if you start choosing the options again, it will be highlighted. So like this we can use this reset button. So let me answer these questions. So I've selected all the questions here. So after selecting all the questions here, so this box is highlighting now. This box is submit button. This indicates that we have answered all the questions and we are submitting now. So once if we click submit, that will show the answers whether it is correct or not. So this is the correct answer, this is the correct answer, this is the correct answer, and these are the wrong answers. And after submitting your questions, and now it is showing that show answers button. So you can view the answers, what are the correct answers here by clicking this show answers button. So these are the correct answers. So for the first one, this is the correct answer, this is the correct answer, this is the correct answer, this is the correct answer. So like this we'll be having the correct answers for all the questions. And now beside this submit button we are having the explanation button. So if you want to check the explanation of these questions, you can go through this explanation button like this. Click on that explanation button. So here we are having the explanation for those questions like this. Like any variable whose degree is 1, it is called a linear equation, and if the degree of the variable is not equal to 1, then it is called the non-linear equation. So it's very simple. So after getting all the answers for your questions, now it is showing, it is indicating to close the button because I have done with the explanation part, and now I can close this button. So if you want to do this activity again, so here you can click on this reset button. So now you can answer questions here. So I have answered all the questions. Again, this submit button is highlighting, so I am submitting now. Yes, now all the questions I have done correctly. So you can even check the answers. Yes. So in this way we'll be having activities, and there are lot many activities in this software which is very helpful for the students to get the subject knowledge. Now we'll see about these navigation keys like the teacher components, help, and search. So first we see the search option. So if you want to see any of the page that you have already viewed, but you didn't remember the page exactly, but you remember the words that are present in that page, so this button will be very helpful for you. So if you say for example in search, so I have remembered only the word like photosynthesis, so I am typing here the photosynthesis. So in which unit you don't know, so based on this word, the keyword, it is filtered some of the pages here. So in chapter 2, chapter 7, and chapter 10 we are having this keyword. So let me open one of the page. So just click on the page here and click on this go to slide. So you'll be redirected to this page directly. So this is the activity. So this is not the page you require, and you want to help again. So this is not the page you require here, and again you want to click on this search page. So this is not the page that will, and let me see the another page whether it is the page that I want or not, and just click on that and go to slide. And yes, of course this is the page I require and have. So this is the page I require and I'm here now. So like this search page will be helpful for you. So now we'll see the help. What is help? So these are the icons that we see here too. So what is this icon? This icon is history. So it displays visited history of the present subject, and this is a board I've already told you, and this is a inbuilt interactive whiteboard, and this is a reference, that's a subject reference. This is the list of the components helpful for the teachers, and this icon is search any word in the subject. So this help button will be helpful to you at any point of time. You can just click on this help button. Teacher components. So basically this button is very important for the teachers. So let me show you what are the things that are going to have a look on this. So these are, now we'll see the teacher components button. So in the teacher segment we are having list of activities, list of concepts, list of formulae, list of keywords, unit plan, and the lesson plan template. So basically, what is the list of activities that we are having in this subject? So by clicking on this icon, the list of activities will be saved in a Word format, will be downloaded in a Word format. So like this. So like this, you will be getting a list of activities in a Word file. So these are the general activities. So in chapter 1, there is no activities, so it is mentioning no activities here. So in chapter 2, we are having these many activities. In chapter 3, in every chapter we'll be having activities like this. So this is about the list of activities like this. If you want to know the list of concepts in a Word format, so just click on this icon and save. So if you save, you will be, so that will be asking, so where to save. You can just save on your desktop also. So the file will be saved. So the file is saved here, and click close button. So like this, we'll be having list of formulae and list of keywords, unit plan, and lesson template. So this is about the teacher components. This product is available in USB, server client process, DVD format, tablet, and PC projector. More than 7,000 schools are using Digital Teacher as the teaching technology partner, and this content is reviewed and vetted by NCERT approved e-content reviewers and SCRT retired professors. Not only to the school content, we are also tied up with government organizations and BFSI, defense, and also some of the universities, and these are our corporates. And this demo will be available in YouTube. And these are our futuristic technologies that we are going to implement. That is like augmented reality, virtual reality, and game-based learning. So so finally we are here, and so if you see here, we have already completed this unit intro. So this is the intro slide, we have already seen this, and this is a overview slide. So we have discussed about this slide also. And if you see this learning objective slide, so we have already seen this slide also, how it is useful for the children, and it is introduction of this chapter, and we have already discussed about these three buttons. And so we have done with all types of content pages here. And now if you see at the end, we are having keywords. So what is this keywords? So keywords is nothing but, so all the words which are used in this chapter will be placed under one page. So here if you see here, you'll be having every keyword which is used in this chapter. So there are 41 keywords which are used in this chapter, and so if you go through these ones before going to your exam, so you'll be more benefited by these keywords, and you won't do mistakes again and again if you see this. So next we'll be having summary slide. So what is the summary? Summary is nothing but the gist of the chapter. So point by point, so if you can call it as an important points also. So those important points will be explained here point by point. So these from these you may get questions as fill in the blanks in your exam also, you may get, but not for sure. And so this about the summary slide. So next we are having improve your learning. So improve your learning is nothing but it is apart from the content, we are providing you some of the questions to be answered by the students. So if you see here, we are having two questions here. So you can ask the student so these questions whether they are no or not. So like this you can post the questions. So if you want to check the answers, you can see, click the answer button like this. So you'll be having answer here. So likewise for the second question also you're having answer. So next we are having drawing skills. Oh, next, okay. So we have also seen already about this thing in the previous sessions. Now it is not required. So next we are moving to the next page, that is follow-up work. So this is nothing but we can call it as an experimental activities, or you can call it as an extracurricular activities giving to the students. So if you see one of the activity, so prepare an album by collecting images relating to food deficiency diseases from magazines, newspapers, internet, etc. So we are giving a task to the children to create an album. So about food deficiency diseases. So like this, we can give questions. We can give extracurricular curricular activities to them. So next we are having evaluation. So this is called sample question paper unit test. So here you have a unit test. So like in your school you will be having an unit test, like so that kind of thing will be having here. So if you want to conduct an exam, so you can take this sample question paper test and you can conduct exam to the students. So for these we'll be having answers also. So if you click on this key button, so you'll be having answers for these questions. So for first question, if you want the answer for this question, you can refer this topic. So it is clearly shown here. So if you refer this topic, that is mechanism of photosynthesis, light and dark reaction. So if you refer this topic, you can get the answer for this question. So likewise you'll be having reference answers for every questions. And for the fill in the blanks, that is already answered here, and for choose the correct answer also it has been answered here. So like this you'll be having a question paper. So next, so we are at the end of this chapter. So when you see this slide, so you have ended up the chapter. So that is mentioned here. So if you see here, you have successfully completed the chapter nutrition. So you have successfully completed this chapter. So next we are having our feedback page. So if you have any feedback or suggestions, you can reach us by this number 9951478604, or you can mail to this email ID feedback@digitalteacher.in. So that's all about this digital teacher product. Thank you.